This episode of Shinkalion opens with training, and Hayato progresses quickly, beating Bavakta and Tsurunuki. At home, Hayato is bribed by his mother to help Azusa with something. She wants to do some kind of sports festival. Hayato isn't particularly too happy about this. Meanwhile, we get some nice introduction to the Dr. Yellow Shinkalion. While Hayato and friends suck at sports and working together, this gives Izumi an idea. Let's have an Institute field day. At this point, Izumi's scheming from his observations has been done enough to the point that the show is aware of it. Meanwhile, Seiryu contemplates his meeting with Hayato. I know this wasn't the intention, but Seiryu comes off as someone who is wildly in denial that he's in love. I am surprised that the muses aren't singing about it. I guess he would probably be the muse in question since he is a rock monster. Okay, so it's field day time. First off, they need to borrow an item. Hanjo needs to borrow Izumi's glasses. I do like the small bits of characterization in this episode, such as Hanjo not willing to ask authority for anything, including doing stuff to win a game. Shashot is basically trying to analyze what love is, and then he literally shuts down from overworking his memory. Meanwhile, Shinobu and Futaba are able to get their items, but Shinobu is a faster runner because, well, ninja. Meanwhile, the original three need to bite down on bread and bring it back only with their teeth. However, there's a twist. It's filled with Japanese version of spaghetti. Yes, this is an actual thing. And yes, why does it look so good? Good luck running without spilling all the spaghetti out. Despite being the best in fighting, well, Shinkalion fighting, Hayato comes in dead last for this event. Note that the commentary about Hayato being the best at Shinkalion-related stuff is going to be important in a minute. Meanwhile, at the Fortress of Doom, or whatever the agents call their home, we get some dialogue between the villains. Byaku's on the warpath, wanting to destroy the surface dwellers. Suzaku somehow made Seiryu obsessed with the human world. Byaku's not having it, but if you want something done right, do it yourself. Black Shinkansen is on schedule. Ryuji is sent in, not the usual drivers, in the new Dr. Yellow unit. Byaku and Ryuji fight. Despite the Dr. Yellow's Shinkalion debut basically guaranteeing Dr. Yellow will win this battle, Byaku is way more than capable of tossing around Ryuji. Ryuji is able to counter Byaku's attacks. However, Byaku may be defeated, but he's not like the other giant monstrous beings. After all, he is a general. And then Byaku retreats back underground, challenging the Shinkalions to face him in the underground. Realizing his own shortcomings, he wants Ryuji to teach him how to fight. Ryuji accepts, though he says he won't go easy on him. And that's the end of this episode. I know this is actually trying to set up a story arc because this is part of a two-parter where Hayato and Ryuji train, but I do think there is a missed opportunity to get the other Shinkalion drivers to actually interact with each other, because I feel like that's been the biggest problem. Besides the main three, and occasionally Shinobu and Ryuji, we don't get to see that much of the other drivers. Hell, when was the last time we saw Miku? I guess they would have done something like that if this was structured like a weekly manga, and that's what most anime, well, people like me tend to watch, which is probably why this is so weird. But still, I can't help but notice that that feels like a big missed opportunity. Seeing Ryuji interact with Miku, with Shinobu, outside of what we've seen so far, because this is post-character development Ryuji after all. Hell, Ryuji's brother, who's going to be plot relevant in, I don't know how many episodes, but either way, I feel like the supporting cast could have been used a lot better. Those are just my thoughts. Please consider liking, subscribing, tipping the channel on Ko-fi. This is Cyril signing off.